Good morning. Over the last few months, educators have been in a very unique position. With very quick turnaround, you immediately transitioned into a virtual learning environment with very, very little time to prep. You worried about your own families and your personal lives, how your children were going to learn throughout the spring semester, all while also facing the uncertainties and emotional roller coaster of living through a pandemic that no one has had to face for over 100 years. I would say that this is a very unique position. Most recently, education and whether or not to open schools or not has become the topic of everyone's conversation. In fact, I know very few people who do not have a very strong opinion about it. At one point, teachers were everyone's hero. Everyone that was teaching at home during the spring recognized everything that teachers did. They knew what a difficult task it was, yet they didn't have 20, 25 students in their home classroom while they were attempting to teach. Yet quickly, the dynamics changed, and people were really quick to criticize when teachers did not feel it was safe to go back into the traditional learning environment. I know that it has been a challenge for you to hear each and every day by all walks of life that you, as an essential worker, needed to put your health, the health of your family, to the side and be willing to go back into the traditional setting. What most people do not know is that it would have been easiest for each and every one of you to advocate for going back to the traditional learning model. Under that model, you're pros. You have been doing it for years. Under the new learning model, you have to learn new educational platforms, develop ways to engage students virtually, and maintain the most important relationships through an online platform. Hence, the traditional classroom setting would have been the easiest, but that doesn't mean that it was the right decision for teachers, students, families. We had to make the right decision for all involved. My message to you today is one of gratitude. Thank you for maintaining a positive mindset. Throughout the pandemic, we have had a saying, positivity is greater than pandemic. The power of a positive mindset compares to none. When we think positive, positive things happen. Thank you for continuing to value relationships, whether it is the relationships with your peer teachers, your administrators, your families, your students. You have maintained those relationships under the most challenging circumstances. Thank you for your patience. Patience. That is definitely something that has often been missing throughout the pandemic. I think we can all say that we have been guilty of it at one time or another. But thank you for your patience. Thank you for your patience with the community, where everyone had an opinion about what was right for your position and for our students. Thank you for being patient with school leadership teams when they had to make the most challenging decisions. Thank you for being patient with our students and families who are also going through an unprecedented time. Thank you for being patient with your colleagues, and thank you for being patient with yourself. You are doing amazing work. Never underestimate that, and always be patient with yourself. Thank you for being change agents. Whether or not it feels like it at this very moment, you're changing the world. This is an opportunity to not only focus on content, but to focus on better citizens on making sure that our students understand the ramifications of this pandemic, making sure that they understand empathy for their neighbor, taking one another and their health into consideration, that they have patience, and that they are resilient through this most challenging time. So thank you for changing the world. Thank you for continuing to show grace to our students, our families, your colleagues, yourself, and this community. I know it has been challenging for you, but through it all, you have shown grace and reminded the world of why we will never, ever be able to adjust or live without teachers. You set the example for the way we want the world to be. Walter Siegaloff, the founder of An Achievable Dream, often said, "We will succeed. An achievable dream will succeed." So as you start this first day of the 2021 school year, I know that each of you embrace that saying, "An achievable dream will succeed." May this be your best year ever, as you are on the cusp of changing education forever. I know you will embrace the virtual environment. I know that you will think outside of the box or without the box. I know that you will continue to love our dreamers and form the most meaningful relationships. I know that you have the best to offer. I look forward to celebrating your accomplishments, as I know there will be many. Never, ever underestimate the size of an accomplishment. We want to celebrate them all as we go through these new times. I, for one, cannot wait to see what the future holds for all of us in An Achievable Dream. Thank you. Have a wonderful first day.